We're going to be looking at output, and we're going to look at sensitivity analyses with respect to these. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, next I would like to look at a histogram. We're going to look at a histogram for the first time, which is going to show us the it's going to show us the number of connections per individual. Okay, so the number of connections that a given individual has. It's going to be a static quantity as such. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, in order to add such a histogram, we are going to go to Palette, and we are going to add in a histogram object. Okay. Okay. Here, a histogram object. Hey, come on. Okay. Here's a histogram object, and this will be histogram. It'll be called connection count histogram. Okay? I'm going to look at how many connections people have. Is that okay? Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to actually plot two different histograms. One will be for lower income people, and one, ladies and gentlemen, for higher income people. Is that okay? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to assess this, I want to assess sort of the range of incomes in the population. Well, I think we'll leave that in the interest of time. Let's now, to pair with this histogram, we're going to add in a histogram data object, and this will be called connection count histogram data low. Okay, probably I should say connection count low income, low SES histogram data. Okay, and we're going to say a number of intervals 50 for this. And we're going to have a connection count high SES. Now, let me tell you a trick, if I can. A trick for these. I find copying and pasting in any logic sometimes problematic. It sometimes puts the things I paste who knows where. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy it while holding down my control button. And I'm going to let go. Ready? And there it's made a copy under a very controlled circumstance. So this will be high SES histogram data. I did, you could do copy paste. You could also click on this, drag while holding down the control key, let go, and it will copy it. Okay? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, these are the two things that we want to fill in. And we're going to fill them in only once, because we've seen models with dynamic networks. We saw that yesterday. But here, the networks are static for this particular model. So we're going to add an event, and this event's just going to go off at one time. So this would be compute connection, or maybe it should be called populate connection count histogram event. Okay, I like to name things that with the end indicating what it is, so I can see the name and I'll know what it is, and I'll know I don't want to use it, for example. Okay, there we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I can also search for it more easily. If I remember it was an event, I can search for things that say event, and I can find it. Okay, populate connection count histogram event. It's nice to name things in a way that's transparent, that communicates intention. We can search for it more easily. We can show it to people. They'll know what it is. It's easy. If we glance at it, we can know what it is. This will be a timeout, occurs once at time 0, And at this time, we're going to populate that histogram. Are we okay with this? No objections? Let's populate it, okay?
Everybody's caught up?
Okay.
No problems?
Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. Olga should get the latest version of the bottle.
I think I've got whatever. I've got the version 4.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. So all I did is I added this histogram. I set this to be connection count histogram. I haven't actually frobbed it yet. It's settings. These two guys I set up, and I just frobbed this so that it's 50 intervals, and I call one low SES histogram data, the other high SES. This guy here, now this is where we're at. Are we ready for this?
Where was
Nope.
it 50? Just zoom.
I set it as the value for this guy, that it is 50 bins. Number of intervals for this will be 50.
Sorry, Nate. Could you take a break for 30 seconds? I think everyone will catch up.
Okay.
Just take a drink.
Okay, that sounds good.
50 for both the high and low SES.
High and low SES, yep. Okay.
Well, you created a couple of data,
Histogram data.
and what's inside? Any parameters that you set
No,
inside?
no. Oh, well, the only thing I said is number of intervals be 50.
On both of them?
Yes. Yep. And 50 bins for the histogram. Histograms do binning, right? They count the number that fall within a certain range. So there's going to be 50 ranges. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do you want me to take a break longer? A little bit longer?
I think 10 seconds. I judge it just based on the amount of clicking I hear. And then when that drops off.
That's a good call. That's a good call. Okay. I should listen more to the crickets.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Measure.
I'll ignore you. You're an outlier.
Okay. So would you like a little bit more time? Anyone questions I could answer? So what are we going to need to do to populate this histogram? That's a good way to use the time. What are we going to need to do?
Add histogram data.
Okay, so we're going to need to add to these things. Okay, and what are we going to add to these things? Connection counts for each person in the population. Okay, so we need to go through each person in the population. Can I show you how to do this? Okay, one way to do it, it's not the only way, but for person, we're going to call each person in the population. Better than item in my view. For each person in this dot population, we are going to, here's the begin curly, end curly, because we'll need to do two things inside of it. We will need to do connection count, low SES histogram data, add. And what are we going to add to this? What is this going to be a histogram of? What will this be a histogram? The person's connection count. The person dot get connections number. Boom. Just like that. And I'll post this up there. And the same thing for wait, no, my logic is so flawed as to be shocking. First we have to figure out, we need to add them not to both, but to one, based on their income. What do you think? Are we okay with that idea? So let's judge their income. I'm going to judge their income trade-off as being, if they'll be considered high income comparatively if their income's above income is above 100. Okay, 100. Excuse me, because we did it income times 5. So if their income's above income is above 20. Okay, so if person dot income is greater than 20, to what histogram will we add them? 20.0. To what histogram will we add them? To the high. Otherwise, we'll add them to the low. Okay? High and otherwise to the low. Let me put this up on the big screen. I don't know why this is the one we want to see, and unfortunately it doesn't format it in quite the nice way I'd like. Okay, so let me go change the font. Why it needs so much time to change the font, I'm not sure. Okay, boom. Let's try something a bit smaller. It's something like this. Okay, so we're going through each person in the population. If this person's a high-income person, we add their data to the high-income one, otherwise to the low-income one. Okay? Are we okay with that?
Wait a second.
Yeah. Basically, these are the same line, except that one says high, one says low.
Let me get the first one right.
Winchell, could you help them?
It's the autocomplete isn't giving us. It's difficult with the autocomplete to go back and check.
Okay.
Build work, that's good sign.
Okay. Do you want to try your builds? Build early, build often. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Okay. Next, the final thing we have to do, ladies and gentlemen, we actually haven't completed the logical chunk of work. We need to make this histogram depend on these two histograms. How are we going to do that? What do you think we have to do here? What's missing? Ladies and gentlemen, what's missing here? What do we have to do to make it depend on these two things? We need to add the data sets. Here we go. Okay? So this first one will be called low income connection counts. And what do you think the histogram is for that? Low income. And then this next one will be high income connection counts. And this one will be, ladies and gentlemen, connection count high income. This dot, okay. So ladies and gentlemen, what did I do? All I did is I did plus twice, and for the first one I said low income, and I put this dot connection count low, and I just did autocomplete. This one I did high income, and I did autocomplete here for high SES. Okay. What do we expect to see? Yeah, more connections for low. Okay? Are we ready to try this?
No.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to build?
Can we see the field?
See the
What you completed in the field for the histogram? Yeah.
this one? These are just the names of the histogram. The two histograms. Sorry?
That's just, they just have the standard histogram.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the name.
Histogram data title, histogram data title.
Sorry? You don't see this?
Oh, there, I got it.
Oh, when you're running it?
No, we need to write in the titles for those ones.
Right, it's good too. I said low income connection counts and high income connection counts. Okay? Are we okay with this?
We haven't finished.
Okay. I would think autocomplete should work pretty quick with that.
Doesn't work that well with the early version.
Oh, is that right? Autocomplete it's sort of sporadic.
Sometimes it doesn't respond
I think
to the
she's
command.
probably got the same problem that I do.
Yeah.
You have to, you have, I can show you guys how to keep your touchpad from interfering with the autocomplete. But you have to there's a trick.
Okay, so somehow the touchpad throws it off.
On these computers, these Toshibas, the touchpad doesn't turn off when you got the mouse.
Yeah.
And so there's a trick to put it so that after you strike a key, the mouse pad has a long turn off time.
Yeah.
But it's a.
Oh, okay. Okay, anyone want more time here? Okay, that's a good thing to know though. I will need to watch that.
Once Winchell said that was the problem I need to fix.
Okay, so we should be able to build this thing now. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, so here we have, ladies and gentlemen, a high income connection count and a low income connection count. What is that suggesting?
The higher income people have fewer connections.
Fewer connections, yeah. So next, good. So this is that's a histogram. That's how you do a histogram. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a final thing, and then we're going to turn our attention to some sensitivity analysis. And after that, to output of data to files. Okay? Ready for this? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what we want to now record is a different challenge. I'm systematically walking you through different types of data output challenges. We will want for a person now to have a record for that person how many times they have gotten infected. How will we do that?
Around the person level.
Is that an assumption? Is that an assumption? Parameters are for assumptions and communicating those assumptions. Is a variable. Because a variable varies. It changes over time. So we want a variable. Just like color will change, ladies and gentlemen, so the variable will change. Are we okay with that idea? Okay, so let's add to person a variable that's going to be a running total of the count of times that they have been infected. What sort of variable will this be?
An integer.
Okay, it'll be an integer indeed. So this will be running total infection count. Its initial value, ladies and gentlemen, will be 0. When will this variable need to change?
It moves to infected.
When they become infective. Right? Does that make sense? Oh, I stand remiss. I stand neglectful. Particularly to anyone who wants to view this later. I need to save this version. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to save this as a new version of this file, and I'm going to stop this. So this